You ready? Alright. Look, dog, I'm extra unique. My whole aura screen telling it. Top man.
Underrated podcast, Shannon Shorter, my co-host Dallas, Texas own, Da'Yon Dunlap. We just wanted to recap season one, come back around to just the experience we had with season one and just how it just gravitated to the masses and touched so many people. And we appreciate the fan support. We appreciate everybody that just tapped in, jumped down on the pod, gave us a critique, gave us their synopsis, whatever they felt like was beneficial to help us uplift the podcast. Mm-hmm. And as we embark on season two, we got a crazy rollout coming. Yeah. We excited about it. For sure. Da'Yon Dunlap, man, what you think about season one and just everything that we experienced as we jumped down? We was learning in real time. Yeah. It wasn't like we had practice and went through premeditated measures. We just jumped down into it, and as we was going, we was learning.
Yeah, but not only did we do that, but one thing I like and it's important to highlight is we set dates. Before we jump down, like you said, as far as with the interviewing process, we got on the line, set dates, and followed a plan. Mm-hmm. I think that was common with a lot of our guests. And man, season one, we got to start with the support. Yeah, I think that was gratifying to get the support that we got, the feedback that we got. So if you haven't, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button. But I appreciate that, man. And one thing that was related to was everybody got a story, an underrated story, and things that they've been through. And some of the commonalities between the ones was having their faith tested. It was a point where everyone kind of had their faith tested and was making a decision what they wanted for themselves. And that's something from our story, your story, and all the guests. And I'm excited about season two to kind of take it to the next level and hear more stories to see how we can reach more people and impact more people.
You know, one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Job 23:10. He said, and I think everybody know the story about Job. Well, you know, he lost everything in like a blink of 3, 4, 5 days, however you want to word it. Mm-hmm. And then, but people, I think people do know, but if you don't, God sent Satan to test Job. But in Job 23:10, he said, when you tried me, I came out as gold. Right? Like he knew like he was going through some real situations. And when he said that in the moments, he was still in them situations. Mm-hmm. So when he said I came out as gold, back to what you're saying, his faith was tested. He understood what was going on. He understood how he lost everything, his source of income, his family, everything that meant some kind of importance to him, he lost. And he ain't know where to go. He didn't know what to do. His friends left him out there to dry. And then for him to say, when you tried me, I came out as gold. You know the way I take. When you tried me, I came out as gold. I feel like that was a powerful scripture in the Bible to just piggyback off what you said when you say everybody faith was tested, which in these interviews you could see everybody had a story, everybody had a low point, and they rose above it.
Yeah, and man, I got a text from one of my homies. I sent him the video like, hey, tap in with this interview. He like, bro, you have no idea where I'm at this point and how much I needed this morning. And he started talking to me about just what he was going through and the rest was actually starting. So I was telling him like, hey, I just started. He like to see you started and then you going and keep going. I needed this. And so I think the stories that we're telling relate to people in so many different ways. It's important that we tell these stories versus talking about when people just achieve and how they got there and all the good. So I think the success stories is really good, but some of the other things a different part of was support. I mean, we talking about the support, people supporting us, but the support different people had for what is their families, fathers, mentorships. It was a support group to help people to achieve what they were able to achieve.
If we can go back, we can talk about D. Bacon interview where he said, you know, I was raised right.
Yeah.
He said his pops was locked down. He came out, he seen a whole different man. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of instilled in him, like, I can get to a certain place if I just put the work in. Also, DJ XO, you know what I'm saying? When he said his friends seen something in him that kept them from allowing him to jump off the porch and get into them situations that they was in, knowing, like, these ain't the right situations for you, bro. You got a real gift. You got talent. You know, the Bible say your gift make room for you. It'll bring you for the great. Now he all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Doing world tours with the likes of Summer Walker. And he said he been on tour with Rod Wave. He got hits with Black Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. So for him to have people in his corner that understood who he was at that moment in time, I feel like that's always powerful.
Also having support within your partner. I think with you being married and you and your wife supporting each other, there was some commonalities between our interviews about that. What that mean for you as far as we could talk about different things and having support from your partner?
I mean, support is always like, I feel like it's tricky. I feel like it's ebb and flows to it because sometimes we as individuals aren't always on the same accord with our partner, or even generalize it with somebody that's close to you, right? Yeah. So like, but showing them that you still invested in what they got going on by like, if they have a conversation with you and tell you like, hey, I have a meeting today. I have this meeting today. I have somebody coming in to watch me today, and then you tapping in and just saying, hey, a few days later, how did this go for you? How did this go for you? Just letting them know, like, look, I really did hear you, and I do care, and I am attentive to what you're trying to accomplish by me piggybacking and just double down and having these conversations with you, letting you know, like, I support you. I feel like that go a long way, especially like, a wife is favored from the Lord. So like, I feel like when they can instill confidence in you, uplift your aura, like, you know what I'm saying, and just be your backside like the Bible tell you to be. I think that's powerful. Just the support system, because it's already enough stuff we go through in life as men. You know what I'm saying? So to have somebody in your corner that's like uplifting you and encouraging you and pushing you towards what you're trying to accomplish, that's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, amen. What's some of the other things that maybe surprised you, maybe with feedback or anything that surprised you from season 1 as we compare for season 2? We got a fire lineup, like you said, I'm already excited about it. I can't wait till they see it. But what are a few things maybe surprised you, or maybe not even surprised?
Surprised was, truthfully, I thought we was gonna take off immediately.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
me too.
I thought once we jumped down with it, put it out there, it was gonna take off immediately. But that's not how success works.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta lay that groundwork. You gotta get your hands in the mud. You gotta put some sweat equity in. You know what I'm saying? Because once you put that sweat equity into it, that's when you realize, like, on the back end, like, I had to go through what I went through to get to what I'm trying to get to. If you get it off top, you ain't gonna know how to handle adversity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was very like telling to me, because how I view success, how I view like hard work and etc. I kind of like minimize the work it was gonna take to get us to where we trying to go. And obviously we tapped into a lot of realms with what we trying to accomplish. We didn't touch a lot of masses and etc. So I feel like I'm big on one of my favorite quotes: slow motion better than no motion. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? We had 250 followers. I'm excited about that. You feel what I'm saying? I think we about 220 on the subscribers and etc. You know what I'm saying? We getting fan support, people commenting and etc. So that's success to me.
Yeah. Like you said, I had the expectation of just from the numbers wise or analytics wise, I thought we was gonna reach a certain level. Not to quantify that as success, because we are successful, like you said, but the journey that it took to get to kind of where we going and where we headed, I think we need to not only support that, but celebrate that, because that's success within that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we both got real stories, right? Like real stories. So like when you come from where we come from and been in real situations, like the way the world views success isn't like success to young nigga in the hood.
Right. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Young boy in the hood, he just want a meal at night. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So when we get in these conversations or this fan support and these comments and DMs and etc. and people, even calling me, telling me, hey bro, like that interview you had with D Bacon about when he said how his father and his mama, they raised him right and etc. That hit my soul. Yeah. Or when somebody say, I binge watched 3 of your episodes, man, it's inspiring what you're doing. It's unique. that hit my soul. I feel like that's success because that's you tapping into a different level of what an individual real life going through.
Yeah.
And that can uplift them and get them to say, okay, I can keep going.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's always impactful and powerful for sure.
And we need that. Everyone, if you watch the episode, comment, DM us or whatever, anything that you might identify with, we want to hear those stories. That's part of why we created this, to reach back and touch back and let you know we with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out there by yourself. It might be underrated, but you can get to that next point. You keep going, set a goal, and structure your life in a way that to be able to achieve that goal, that you can get there. And I think that's important. And I love the message that we pushing.
I think one of the most positive, I guess you can call it, aspects of the podcast is Reflection Fridays.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I think that was kind of like organic. I ain't even gonna say I came up with it. That was all you. You remember you posted one day, and
I didn't ask you on your interview. So before you started to cut you off, well, as you answer your question, as you make your statement, I'm gonna preface that by asking you, as you reflect, what would you tell your younger self?
Man, that's layered, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't need y'all getting emotional. Nah, I'm joking. But that's real layered. First thing I'll say is trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of people in this world that try to do things that appease the masses, appease the next person. Just pray to God that he give you the strength to be truthful with yourself, be truthful with whoever you're having conversations with, even though it may hurt that individual. You feel what I'm saying? Secondly, never move off emotion. It's cool to sit still sometimes. It's cool to just have conversations with yourself. It's cool to just take 2-3 week breaks sometime. I hopped off social media, Sarah DM me, called me one day, hey Shan, I ain't seen you on social media in about 2 weeks, you good? Yeah, I need my time. That's a real life situation for me. Like, I do that quarterly. Like, I just disappear, get my mind right. And then lastly, I feel like what AJ McQueen said before in one of his interviews, he was like, nobody's gonna save you. And that's powerful because when you think about it, like, everybody, I think, who said this? Nur Muhammad. He said, excuses are like a sin. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because it's like when you make an excuse, you basically trying to give yourself an out instead of like doing the groundwork as to why you got to this situation, what's the root of the matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's always powerful, not to make excuses, be honest with yourself, never move off emotion, trust yourself. What else? Something else I tell myself is you enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can accomplish everything you want to accomplish, just you. You don't need anybody else. If somebody say they can't help you, they don't want to help you, or they don't want to be a part of what you're trying to accomplish, that's cool.
Yeah.
God ain't give you that vision. He gave it to me.
Yeah.
If he gave you the vision, is he gonna orchestrate it the way it needs to come to fruition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee when Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers when he was in prison, I guarantee it, he ain't think about them dreams he was having, about being in a position where people bound down to him. And I guarantee when he was in prison, he wasn't thinking about that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for him to go through that, and then when he came out on the other side, that's when he could say, God brought me through this. It wasn't you. You feel what I'm saying? So those things for sure. If I could reflect and just look back, trust yourself, never move off emotion, don't make excuses, and you enough.
Man, we appreciate everybody who watched the episode, watched the reel or short, whatever you watched or text or comment, everything that you feedback that we've gotten, we appreciate. We welcome all feedback, good, bad, negative, it don't matter. And I'm ready for season 2.
Hey man, I'm ready for season 2, Underrated Podcast. I want to give my co-host his flowers. Prior to season 1, I drove all the way to Dallas, pulled up on him. We had a conversation prior to that. We went to eat. I told him what my vision was, what my expectation was. He was on board. And I think execution and being consistent and putting forth the effort, it always go a long way. And he's seen that in me, and that's what made him jump down. So I just want to say I appreciate you, bro.
Always love.
Always.